postpone. Yeah. Okay. Let me know when you want to go. Okay. Your mic's coming up now.
Good evening and welcome to Oaklands College in St Albans, Hertfordshire for Women's British Basketball League action between the Oaklands Wolves and the BBL Cup champions and current league leaders Leicester Riders. It's the third meeting of these teams in league and trophy. They played on Sunday in Leicester in the National Trophy second round, the WBBL Trophy second round, with Leicester winning 81-57. But Oaklands played well in the first half. They were just down 10 at the half, but just fell away in the third and fourth quarters. Leicester's depth just proving too much for the Oaklands Wolves outfit. Leicester also won the reverse fixture, 87-66. Oaklands have issues with injuries. They've lost a lot of their size inside, their centres, and also just lost club captain Lizzie Harrison. But that has meant some big games going forward for the likes of Rouse, and Carter coming in from Arizona has been leading the way offensively. Greta Upras, the Estonian international, recently played in the Eurobasket qualifiers, have really been playing well. Louise Rouse, a great story, started the game late, played at the academy, and now really coming to the fore and having to play a lot of minutes, and she's leading the team in rebounding. It's going to be a tough assignment for Oaklands, but they beat the Cardiff Met Archers in the first round of the WBBL Trophy on the road. And Lee Ryan has plenty to be positive about. As for Leicester Riders, their leading performers are Holly Winterburn, and on Sunday, 21 points. 5 assists and 11 rebounds, and Katie Oliver, 23 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. They are the two leaders on this team, but they've got good support with Lapan Cooper and young Katie Genazuska, 16 years old, coming through the junior system at Leicester. And here's the Oaklands Wolves team. It is depleted. Look out for Carter and Boros and Milligan. Louise Rouse playing really well, and Greta Upras really stepping up strong. And Coach Lee Ryan is asking a lot of this group, just 8 players, but they're on their home floor. They had a really good first half, causing issues to Coach SUNDBERG from the Leicester Riders, and they've just got to keep playing and keep pushing and finding answers to unlock the issues that Leicester Riders are undoubtedly going to cause. And here's the Leicester Riders roster. Katie Genazuska, the young guard. Holly Winterburn from Oregon, has come back from Oregon University, chose to play in this country, which is great for the WBBL this season because of COVID-19. Katie Oliver, the Australian. Anna Lapan Cooper has been big for them. Christine Gaskin as well at the weekend, with 10 rebounds, 3 points and 3 assists. They're unbeaten, Leicester Riders, and they are looking at the clean sweep. They are the current WBBL Cup holders and trophy, unbeaten in the league. And it's just a pleasure to bring the game here to you tonight. Oaklands Wolves, can they try and keep the first half good play and take it all the way through today on their home floor and against a very strong and determined Leicester Riders team? And also signed for Leicester Riders Azania Stewart, who's got 100 caps for Great Britain, so they're bringing in strong players as well to supplement what they've already got on the roster. Here's our volunteers. These games could not happen without the likes of Mick Kirk and Tracy, Caitlin and the other lady. I'll give all the details as we go through the evening, and of course the referees, and we're being kept safe, COVID safe here, so the WBBL can play. And there's Coach Lee Ryan. Coach here for 10 years at the academy before any of the National League teams had started, before the WBBL teams started. So he knows Oaklands College and the WBBL program inside out. As for Coach SUNDBERG, I spoke to him before the game, and he was concerned by the way Oaklands were crashing the boards in the first game, and he wants to deal with that and stop Amari Carter from getting into her flow of offence. She only had 6 points, Carter, and 7 rebounds, 5 assists. She'll want to improve there. So they did do a good job in reducing the points for Carter, but Louise Rouse, 13 points. And Upras leading all scores on Sunday for Oakland's 22. Leading Leicester Riders, Holly Winterburn. And she's doing a great job for the team, just 20 years old, averaging 16 points a game. Katie Oliver at 15.8 points a game. They are two of the main players that Oaklands Wolves need to slow down. So we're just moments away here from the third meeting between these teams, one in the trophy on Sunday and the second in the league. Can Oaklands Wolves get their first win of the season in the league? They've taken down Cardiff Met Archers on the road in the first round of the trophy, and we will just pause as we are just about to get going. Just some earrings being removed from Hannah Robbs. No jury allowed, obviously for safety of the players, and we take a knee. No room for racism in sport and in the world at all. So underway, Rouse versus Oliver, and good start for Oaklands Wolves. They get the first offence. Boros trying to get a hand off Carter's left hand. Coach SUNDBERG talked about keeping her out of the paint, so she just couldn't drive to the basket. She was able to go left, get the layup up, but no score. Riders with their first offence. And the shot's up for three. Good start for the Riders. Carter for three, just short. There's a long two, in fact. Sarson's wearing 8. So Rouse stepping out. She can play stretch 4, and that's exactly why. Spoke to Coach Ryan earlier today and just commended how well Louise Rouse is doing. Having a lot of responsibility on the young players' shoulders, and a big matchup for her tonight. And the shot's good for Leicester Riders. Earrings not here. Oakland's drive baseline. Boros back outside to Sarsons. Rouse again from long range, and she's just short this time, but good hustle from Wolves. They get the ball back off the offensive rebound. And Katie Oliver with the defensive rebound. Rouse guarding her. Running left-hander, no good. And Milligan with the rebound, tries the bounce pass. Carter, Arizona University. And the whistle. And Boris will go to the line. 9 points, 2 assists and 5 rebounds is her average. She knocks down the free throws. Boris with 5 points and 3 rebounds on Sunday in the trophy game up at Leicester. Into Oliver. Got some real size Riders, and she's going to shoot it from deep, and she knocks it down, the lefty. Katie Oliver, 6'4", the Australian. 23 points, 12 rebounds on Sunday and 5 assists. Second leading scorer on this Riders team behind Winterburn. Can the Wolves respond? Carter to Rouse, back to Carter, but there's a steal almost by the Riders. No good, Lappin Cooper almost with the steal, but here comes the Riders. Rob to Lappin Cooper. Oliver, nice drive by Winterburn, attacking the basket, moving without the ball. It's nice high-low action there as Winterburn goes in and she's fouled, and it'll be end-line ball. Winterburn to Rob. Inside, Riders go up and under and step through, and a foul. Sarah Hinrichsdotter, Icelandic international. Ten points. 1 rebound, 1 assist on Sunday. And 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So knocking those down, and Leicester leading 10-4 early. Carter crosses over, penetrate, kicks. Upris has been playing some excellent basketball. Nice pass to Carter, and she knocks it down. Great movement off the ball by Mari Carter. How Oaklands Wolves need her to have a huge game tonight. All 8 players in this Wolves roster need to step up, and Winterburn leans in for the 2. Winterburn attacks Sarsens. She can't deal with it. Then she steps across past the defender. And it's good for 2, and she'll go to the line. Winterburn leading scorer, 16 points a game and 5.2 assists. Second in steals on the team as well. So great job, and a great that she stayed in this country to play this season. Sarsens, nice pass, and a left-handed finish by Rouse. Good play, good sharing of the ball by the Oaklands Wolves. Just got to stay in touch as long as they can, and then just see what happens from there. Carter on defense. Winterburn wide open, and she knew it was in. As soon as it left her hand, she'd already started running back. Good offense from the Riders. Upris gets in behind Winterburn for a moment. Sarsens crosses over Rob. Inside to Rouse. Oliver on her. Back outside, Sarsens for 3 is short. Substitution, Christine Gaskin coming in, and young Katie Janazuska. Winterburn to Rob. Oliver for three is off. Rebound for Laura Milligan for Oaklands Wolves. Carter attacks Winterburn, who's able to deal with that. Now it's handed over to Januska off the defence. Uprus attacks, too strong. Milligan keeps it alive, but Rob picks up the long rebound. Hand off from Gaskin. Janazuska to Winterburn. She pulls up for three. It's long. Rebound. Greta Uprus, and it's knocked loose. No foul. Rob almost got the steal. Lee Ryan just being told just to calm down a touch by the refs. Carter to Uprus. Playing so well of late, she pulls up and she just short with the jump shot. And Oakland's hustling for the loose ball, but it came with Uprus' leg. Timeout called, and Coach Lee Ryan speaking to the referee. He's not quite sure what he was saying, but there's a lot of frustration there. It's tough to play against this Riders team. He's going to have timeout now. 16-8, Leicester Riders lead. Leading scorers for Oaklands Wolves, 5 for Louise Rouse to go with a rebound, and for Leicester Riders, Oliver with 6, Winterburn with 6, and Hinrichsdottir 4 points. For Coach SUNDBERG, already with silverware this season, not the delayed WBBL Cup final, which they beat Sevenoaks Suns. And then the following day, Oaklands Wolves played Sevenoaks Suns, and they led that game for so long. And Janet Monacana of the Suns hit some big shots down the stretch, and Oaklands Wolves fell short. Of course, Oakland's in their first game, which was COVID delayed, their first WBBL game against Newcastle here. They lost in overtime. So there has been signs that they're going to be competitive, and Winterburn attacks. Good job by Mari Carter, just doing enough. Greta Uprus, Estonian senior international, now played in the Eurobasket qualifiers recently. Carter just long, Winterburn with the long rebound. Stolen by Carter, good play from her. She goes up and round, and Oliver, and she gets her second steal in a row. Great job from Mari Carter, and then Greta Uprus attacking off the dribble. And Holly Winterburn judged to have fouled. Seconds on the shot clock. And Sarsens returning to the Wolves this season, and how much she is needed. Shots going up, and it's just long, but Rouse, look at the hustle for the rebound. She kicks it to Carter. Takes the 2, and it's just off. It's off balance. They're really keying in on Mari Carter. They don't want her to get into an offensive rhythm. Leicester Riders. Oliver to Winterburn. Oliver, great pass and good defence by Milligan. Wolves on the run, back to Carter, back to Sarsons. Just long again, but Milligan with another rebound. Sarsons attacks and draws another foul off Ollie Winterburn. That's a big moment. Good attack, good protection of the ball by Sarsons, and she'll go to the line for 2 shots. Sarsons, who was at Essex Rebels, come up through the Hertfordshire ranks and played at Essex Rebels and then has returned this season. Long association with Oaklands College and Oaklands Wolves. Knocks down the free throw. And they get the offensive rebound. Good job off the miss. Upris attacks, bounce pass, Rouse gets it. Really nice play by Greta Upris. And the bounce pass right on cue. 16-8, and Winterburn just on the 1 foul. Rob on 1 foul as well for the Riders. Winterburn picks up the ball and it gets knocked loose. Milligan dives on the loose ball. Great job. Bit of a surprise tactic. As soon as Winterburn picked the ball up, there was a chance for Milligan to knock it loose. 2 rebounds for Milligan, and that deflection now, or attempted steal. Oliver takes a seat for Riders. Shots going up, and it's just short at the end of the shot clock there. Rouse again. What a rise and rise of Rouse. Nice pass and the block shot. And now Riders on the run. Janiska. Thrown up. Rebound. Upris. Up and Cooper with the miss. Jab step and Rouse just off. Nice. Nice shot there by Louise Rouse. Lappin Cooper pulls up for 2. Rebound Upris at the second attempt to Carter. Upris, they're running her off the 3-point line. Penetrate, kick, and just too high for Boros. Into the last minute. We've got a good one here at Oaklands College. It's the home of the Oaklands Wolves. They attack Carter with the D. Tough move. Here it's Dottir. Rouse. Just long. Again, good decision. And Janasuska. Pressure. Great pressure. Boros puts it up just long. They're getting the looks. Dorka Boros, the Hungarian international. Now time running down. And they just get it to miss. Haskins, no good. Steen Gaskin, that's the last play. There's the long shot, just short for Oaklands Wolves at the end of the first quarter. Oaklands Wolves 11, Leicester Riders 18. Just looking at some of the highlights, and it's been a close game. There's the foul on Winterburn. It's exactly how Oaklands Wolves want the game to go, and it's similar to how the game went first quarter on Sunday in the trophy matchup up in Leicester. And then Winterburn attacking past Sarsens and then avoiding the help defence and getting the and one. Just 10 points between the teams as we see Rouse with her score. 10 points between the teams at half time on Sunday. Just got to hustle and fight as hard as they can. They're short-handed, they've got injuries, they've brought players in that have then got injured as well. Talking to Coach Ryan, who's been really helpful in the build-up to this game, to give me an insight into how things have been going and what his thought process was, as well as Coach Jesper SUNDBERG as well. He's obviously very happy how things go, but coaches are never completely contented. They keep pushing. So we're back underway here. Oaklands Wolves versus Leicester Riders. Sarsens had a couple of good looks. Now she attacks, and that's a really nice move by Beth Sarsens. Averaging 6.3 points a game. And that's much needed by the Oaklands Wolves. Ball's knocked loose. Good defence. Josie Learvold from the academy with the steal. Now she's going to pull up and take the shot, and she's going to make the shot. And a huge shriek from the bench and from the other players in appreciation and support. Game on here in St Albans, Hertfordshire. WBBL action. Leicester Riders in red. Janazuska from the junior team at Leicester Riders. And the ball's knocked loose again. Another steal. Learvold in the heart of the action. Boros pulls up and knocks it down. And Oaklands Wolves are off and running big time in the second quarter and we're tied at 18. Great start to Oaklands Wolves. They yet to get their first victory in the WBBL Championship. Ball's loose this time. Leicester Riders get the extra possession and they make Oaklands Wolves pay. Sara Hikkinsdottir, the Icelandic international, knocking it down. Now Oaklands need to respond. Milligan, left hand, no good. And they can grab that because the ball was behind the back of Gaskin. Gaskin with 10 rebounds on Sunday, but just wasn't able to secure that one. Just had the ball a little bit too much above her head and almost behind, and they retain possession, but good hustle again by Oaklands Wolves. They've got to maintain this the whole game. Inside, Gaskin's no good, just doing enough, Learvold. Great job by Josie Learvold. Shots up and just out, but rebound Learvold. She keeps the ball alive from the Wolves. Great momentum being built here for this depleted squad, but they are playing with fire and determination, and that's just short from Boros. Here comes the Riders. Beautiful pass and the finish. Perfection between Gaskin with the pass and Hikkinsdottir with the finish. Boros trying to get loose from Robin Ainge. Wonderful pass. That's as good as it gets for an angled long bounce pass, and appreciated by the pass recipient there. Oliver having to come back in. Gaskin comes out. So Leicester Riders being challenged here by Oaklands Wolves. Things have been improving for the Wolves. They are fighting through adversity.
The camera needs to be a bit... The camera is too close to the line. If you can just move it, please. Yeah.
And just an issue with the mobile camera, which will be sorted at half-time. So Oaklands Wolves with the sideline possession. Great start to them. For them at the start of this second quarter. Can they maintain it? Sarsens against Hiscock. Goes all the way across and runs out of court. Steps on the baseline, and Leicester Riders stepping things up defensively after they've been really challenged in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. Oliver. She's going to let the three go, and it's off. And rebound by Milligan. And they get it back. Great job by Ainge. Out to Lapin-Cooper. Just long. And they can't quite get the out of bounds. The outlet ends up out of bounds there for Oaklands Wolves. Got to keep fighting. Leicester Riders really putting the pressure on, showing why they are unbeaten this season in league and cup competition. And now, Milligan almost with an interception there. Attack, step through, just off. Good rebound by Sarsens. On the run, Boros. Pull up J is, and it's going to be a foul on Leicester Riders. Robin Ainge. Boros at the line, member of the Hungarian under-19 World Cup roster. He finished 9th in that competition. It's the third year at Oaklands Wolves. Just off with the free throw. Lapin-Cooper pushing the ball down the floor. Rob attacks, slows down, and the ball's not loose by Carter. Upras picks it up. Boros. Sarsens. Now Rouse stretching the play, and she's looked good in all her long-range shots, and that one just off. Katie Oliver keeping close to her, showing Rouse a lot of respect. At the academy here at Oaklands College. Louise Rouse, what a experience she is gathering playing against players of Oliver's quality, looking to go to university in the States or within the UK. That's all ahead of her. Sarsens, nice push ahead, just short from Upras. Bounce pass inside, and Oliver is deep into the key, and Rouse forced to foul. Good bounce pass inside, and Rouse just slightly overbalancing there as she gets her hands up. Tough to defend Oliver that close to the basket. So we've got a timeout here at Oaklands College in St Albans. It's Oaklands Wolves 18, Leicester 23. So Coach SUNDBERG must be happy with the season so far, but the way that Oaklands Wolves have put the pressure on, getting a couple of steals. They've got 3 steals now. Oaklands Wolves are really disrupting the way that Leicester Riders were trying to play. Leading scorers, Louise Rouse, 7 points for Oaklands Wolves. And Boros and Sarsens with 3 apiece, along with Leovold, who did a great job. She was one of the big reasons, Josie, while things turned around as they did. And Oaklands Wolves were able to tie the game at 18, just coming into the game, loads of energy and hustle. That's for Leicester Riders. 11 points for Hinrichsdottir and Katie Oliver with 6. And Holly Winterburn with 6. Holly Winterburn, the leading scorer, just ahead of Katie Oliver. So end line. Out of bounds for the Riders, inside to Oliver. And she steps back, and no good on the jump shot. Boros, another rebound for her. Boros just can't get free, gives it to Carter. Penetrate, turn, and no good on the jump shot, just long for the Oaklands Wolves. Start. Rob, good pass, attempted, but a foul on Boros. Good look from Rob. And Daisy Porter coming in for Oaklands Wolves, and Boros takes a seat. She's on 2 fouls, so Coach Ryan wanted to pick up her 3rd. So important, integral to this Oaklands Wolves team. Oh, good footwork, and no good in the end for Hinrichsdottir. And foul on the floor as Carter attacks. Got a game plan. Coach SUNDBERG was saying they really needed to stop her penetration, but they need to box out better and stop the second chance opportunities. And when Oaklands Wolves have had opportunities and success, especially at the start of this quarter, was when they were able to get after the ball, get extra shots, get the steals and disrupt the Riders. Upris to Rouse. Carter. Ball just stuck for a moment. High screen coming. Carter, penetrate, kick. Porter, hand off, and the shot's up. And Rouse just long. Here comes Winterburn. Penetrate, kick. Extra pass, Oliver. No hesitation, just out for the 3. But they get it back. Shots up, just long. For Hinrichsdottir. Porter. Rouse. Upris, it's all catch and dribble, and the ball's loose, and travel. It's just going to a little bit of penetrate and kick now. They're able to, Oakland's Wolves able to move the ball, get players moving without the ball. But a lot of that's to do with the defence of Leicester Riders when they really step it up. So Leicester Riders in possession, and they're in motion. Winterburn steps out, takes on Upris. Good pass to Oliver, who came in from the weak side. And Oliver scores, and the leading scorer assists to the second leading scorer for Leicester Riders. Good effort from Sarson, shots up, and it's good for 3. Upris carrying on her good season. 22 points on Sunday in the trophy game. The WBBL trophy, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Superb play when they can just get, Oaklands Wolves can just get that extra pass and get an opening. They've got the offensive firepower to stay with Leicester Riders. It's timeout. 25 to the Riders, 21 to the Wolves. Zania Stewart in the background there, in her playing uniform, but I believe that she has been signed, the Great Britain International, by Leicester Riders. But as for Oaklands Wolves, again, Coach Lee Ryan, lots to be positive about. 4 points, the deficit. They were down by 10 on Sunday. and then ended up losing the game 81-57, 19-8. They lost the third. So it's just a matter of staying close and playing inspired basketball, and staying out of foul trouble is the key for Oaklands Wolves. Just give Leicester Riders one shot, if that's possible. So 3:20 remaining in the second quarter here at Oaklands College. Oaklands Wolves in the blue, Leicester Riders in the red if you're just joining us. Winterburn steps out, wraparound pass to the corner. Oliver leaves it for Winterburn. Time running down on the shot clock, spin. Extra pass right at the buzzer. Ball is loose and Rouse picks it up off the bounce. Sarsens. Carter, can she get to the basket? Pulls up off the glass, yes she can. Game on here at Oaklands College. Winterburn looks ahead, left-hand dribble, picks it up. Pass inside to Oliver, deep in the key, that could be a problem. And Winterburn gets the offensive rebound, and the layup is good for Leicester Riders. Up and Cooper with the score for the Riders. Carter to Daisy Porter, another player coming through the Oaklands Academy. Same thing with the NBL Division 1 men's team as well, giving youth a chance, and blocked by Oliver as Sarsens attack the basket. They are being really courageous here, Oaklands Wolves, sticking with the league leaders, unbeaten this season. Shot clock running down. Porter needs to get an option. Here it comes. Oprus throws it up just off the front rim, but they got the shot off. Dribble at, so up in Cooper goes away. Oliver. Great movement without the ball from Winterburn. Attack. Good defense without fouling. Great effort by Porter. And Oprus for three. Just off the front. Rouse falls to her. Carter step back and knocks it down, and it's a 1-point lead for the Riders. The Wolves are hunting, and their prey is the Leicester Riders at the moment. It's a really good one here in the WBBL high-level game. Winterburn, talking about high level. Winterburn all the way to the basket for a return, a reverse layup. Into the last minute now. Wolves just need a good offense. Trust each other off the screens, and Rouse looking to post up. Carter loses possession of the ball. I think for Amari, she doesn't need to do too much. Players are playing well on the team, playing at a high level. There's plenty of options. If she's double teamed or triple teamed, just keep trying to find that great shot as opposed to the challenged good shot. 29-26 to Leicester Riders. They're in possession. It's the team at the top of the league against the team at the moment that are winless. But as you can see, Wolves have been playing well. And whistle. And defensive foul. 2 shots coming. For Anna Lappen-Cooper. German international. Just the 1 point on Sunday. 4 rebounds, 5 assists. But she's averaging 6.8 points a game. 2.6 steals and 2.4 assists. And there's a steal. Good play from Riders, but Oaklands Wolves get it straight back. They're going toe-to-toe here with the WBBL Cup champions and league leaders. And put it in perspective, the last 3 years, Leicester Riders have been runners-up in the WBBL as well. Movement off the ball, Carter chased by Lappen-Cooper. Open shot coming for Upras. Good play from Carter, just short, but it was the right option. And time is about to expire. Almost the steal by Sarsens. Right to the end, Oaklands Wolves have been on the front foot, and an excellent team effort by the depleted roster of Oaklands Wolves. They're playing really well. And at half-time, they are 3 down, 26-29 versus Leicester Riders. Yep. And here's some highlights from the first half, and it's been a real good one. Leicester won the first quarter 18-11, and Oaklands Wolves, Leicester Riders, and Oaklands Wolves 15-11 in the second. And it's a lot of it was a good start to the second. Real hustle, especially with Josie Leovold, one of the college students and playing for the academy here. And when they're getting open, look, some Greta Upras, don't forget 22 points for her on Sunday. If she can get going, and just Carter can almost be, as we see Carter knocking down that shot off the glass, Carter can almost become a decoy and then just build her points and be a facilitator for the others. But Leicester Riders so dangerous, very precise when they're on offence. And there's the block from Sarsens again, attacking the basket, putting pressure on the Leicester Riders defence. A big three there from Carter. 7 points for her, 7 points for Rouse, and for Leicester Riders leading. Players that are not able to play at the moment for Oaklands Wolves, and they are depleted by injury, Marisa, but 8 players doing such a good job, and the likes of Josie Leovold from the academy coming on, Daisy Poulter as well, and the other key players doing their usual thing. But how do you feel yourself about how the team are doing, and when can we expect you to be back playing?
Yeah, like you said, Daisy and Josie both coming in from the academy has been really big for us. That's part of the setup that Oaklands does have, that we allow those academy players to get in and get minutes and contribute, and that's really important for their development and for the whole team, that we believe in them and that they're able to step up in those moments. As far as injuries, unfortunately, I have had a little knee issue, exasperated by COVID stuff, taking a little bit longer to get seen and everything, but that's the world that we live in, and luckily I am on the mend in that regard. So hoping to be back on the court within the next few weeks, if all goes accordingly.
Okay, that'd be great. It'd be a massive help, especially with some help getting the rebounds. And talking of the big players at the moment that are available for Oaklands Wolves, and she's just coming onto court at the moment, young Louise Rouse, what an effort she's putting in underneath the glass, but also stepping out and knocking down some long-range shots as well. Yeah,
so she's definitely been putting in a lot of work to try and get better from shooting from the three. She's in the gym every single day shooting so many three-point shots, and I keep telling her, Louise, we got to remember that you're a post player. You got to shoot those post moves too, but she sure has fun trying to shoot the three-pointers.
Well, it seems to be the modern game as we're underway. Can you stay with me, Marisa?
Yeah, I'll stay for a little bit.
It'd be great to have your input.
Yeah, and then, there's Amari just doing what she does best, putting the ball on the floor and just trying to make plays. She's just been such a good player the whole year. It's been great to see her. Yeah, at Arizona University, and 2015 she was number 32 in the top 100 of ESPN, and she shows flashes of it and how they need it tonight, the Oaklands Wolves. There's the shot up from mid-range for Rouse. And Riders just long, and Milligan with the
Rebound for Oaklands Wolves. And there is the attack from Carter. She's not able to go.
Yeah, she's had some struggles trying to adjust a little bit to playing overseas. This is her first year, but I think she's really starting to get in her own, and we're seeing more of it.
And for yourself, Marisa, how many years is this your first time over? You've been?
Oh, this is my 6th. Yeah, I played a year in Cardiff 3 seasons ago now.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm quite old. So
You're well accustomed to British basketball.
Yes,
which is fantastic.
I have. I've definitely seen a bit of it. It is a little different this year. COVID's changing everything, but luckily we're still able to play.
Well, that is key, and we're able to bring the games to the viewers at home, which is so important. I think for people's the way people are feeling, and maybe the mental health. As Milligan puts the shot up just off left, to be able to watch basketball and enjoy these games.
Exactly. And there was another big offensive rebound. That's been the key for Oakland to stay in this game. We've done a really good job of really attacking the offensive rebounds.
And foul by Milligan there on Winterburn.
Oh, I think they called it on Boros, maybe. She seems to be a little upset, so.
She's on 3 fouls.
Okay.
Let's hope not.
Well, she's coming out, so who knows who it was on.
Yeah, that is on Boros.
Yeah, that'll be tough for us, but.
Well, someone else has to step up, and the shot's up. And good for the Riders.
They've shot really well from the 3. I'm not sure about the stats, but it sure feels like they have.
Yeah,
they've made just about every single one they've taken, it feels like.
Yeah, we'll have a look at those stats shortly. Ball's loose. Sarsens recovers. And movement off the ball, and the layups just can't be made by Milligan, but good movement off the ball.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good shots that we get open, and then they just don't seem to be falling tonight. That just seems to be the story of the game for Oakland's right now.
I think the key has been, though, even if the shots aren't falling, they keep playing defense, they keep hustling, trying to get the loose balls. And there's Winterburn missing there. Carter with the rebound. What can she create? Sarsens. And another player through the academy and through the county system. And Upras, the Estonian, just short. And Milligan. And you've already mentioned it, fouls are an issue in Borisov. They've just got to somehow play defense without fouling and play as clean as they can on the offensive end.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, with quite a few people out with injury right now, we're not as deep as we'd like to be. So fouls can really play a big difference in the games for us when we're only starting with 8. If you have 1 or 2 of those people in foul trouble, it can get out of hand fast.
Good defense again from Rouse. She's learning quick to play defense without fouling.
She's definitely we've played Leicester, it feels like 8 times already this season. So I think she's starting to get a little bit more used to the scout and feeling more confident out there as well, which is big for her, getting that confidence.
Sure, but what an experience for her to play against the likes of Oliver. And are you able to, I guess, even if you're not able to practice fully with the team, you're in her ear and able to give us some mentoring tips?
Oh yeah, you can definitely ask her if I've given her a few pointers. I'm in her ear constantly. I'm sure she's sick of it already. I haven't even been here that long.
Carter just off the front, but again, Rouse, right place, right time, and just rolls off.
But still having the confidence to keep shooting those for her especially is huge. She would get discouraged at the beginning of the season if she'd miss 1 or 2, and just continuing to put them up has been huge for her.
Talking of putting shots up, it's just long, but again, wide open shot for Milligan.
And then I think another foul was called. I wasn't quite sure what happened there.
But it's timeout, and it's 33-26. Leicester Riders have extended their lead. Can you talk maybe a little bit about your background from the States and how you've ended up coming to Great Britain, and what do you feel about the the standard of the WBBL and British basketball in general?
Yeah, so I played at a Division II school in Kansas, Emporia State. We were pretty successful there, and I had a decent career with the Lady Hornets and then decided to come play overseas. So I started in Portugal, went to Turkey and Australia, and then went to Cardiff for the first year in I even remember what year that was. But even just in the 2 years, I spent the next 2 years in Portugal after Cardiff again, and just in these 2-ish years since I was there, I've seen a big increase in the league. It's more competitive from top to bottom, and it's growing. It took us a little bit of a slow start there at first, but it's definitely improving, and it's catching up with other European competitions, I think.
Well, that's really good to know. And of course, the GB women's team have had much success recently. Just fell short in the Eurobasket qualifier and the Olympic qualifier by small margins. And well, the men have then taken on the mantle this weekend and had 2 incredible victories against Germany and France. So across the board, with the senior national teams, they're doing well. We just need to keep pushing, developing the younger players. And of course, there's some good younger players, including Winterburn on show tonight from Leicester Riders.
Yeah, I think that the big difference in the WBBL is having all those academy players getting opportunities to play and get big minutes and get that development early and play against some women. That's a big change from what high school students in the U.S. get. So I think that'll go a long way in their futures.
So it's more difficult for them to break in to the senior teams.
Yes.
Obviously there's some superb players coming out of high school, but normally, you've got to be that bit older. But I think it's the same for the men's team as well. They're giving youth a chance there. (33-26), the Riders lead. Got Marissa Quick with me, who's very kindly come of her own free will.
There was a little coercion.
No, it's really nice to have a woman's voice, a woman player's voice. Doing the comms on these games, it's really important.
Thank you for having me.
Rouse.
Nice.
You can't go anywhere yet.
Yeah. We're still here.
Yeah.
I think I've managed to hold most of my cheers as much as I can at least.
No, please. It's not an issue. And Sarsens kicks it. Rouse open for 3. Just not quite got her. The last couple, she's just not quite got her feet set.
Yeah.
She made a couple early on, and just it's just the timing, isn't it? I guess you've got to get your feet set, and everything follows on from there. I
think she's been rushing a little bit here. She hasn't had quite as much space, but again, that'll come the more she practices it. So I think it's good for her to keep taking those shots right now.
Absolutely, agreed. And some substitution for Oaklands Wolves, and we've just been talking about Josie and Daisy coming in, and what an opportunity, and Porter as well. I know her dad well, and I used to play against him many years ago, and she plays a similar way, real hustle and bustle, but she just came straight in the game, and no issue, straight to the rhythm of the game, and really pushing things.
Yeah, she has no fear in anything she does on the court, and that's one thing that we really like about her as a young player. She comes in and she plays with the same confidence in a game as she does in practice, and that goes a long way. Like, you don't feel like she's going to go out there and be scared and play timid, which you don't see from a ton of juniors all the time. Especially with her splitting her time at the beginning of the season between basketball and netball.
Yes, that's correct. She took dual sport. The shots up from Leovold just off, but again, a wide open shot. Ball's loose. Both teams hustling for it, and Wolves come up with it again. And they're just going to run out of time. But even though they didn't get the shot off, the intention was there. They're diving on loose balls, and they just run out of time there.
Yeah. And even though the shots aren't falling right now, it still has to be a big confidence boost for us to keep getting all of these loose balls and rebounds. we're not always going to have as poor shooting days as we're having right now. And if we can keep this effort up in further games, it's going to be a lot different story for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, and I think Coach Lee Ryan wants that, just wants the team to be competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
So the defense, good defense again. This time Carter. Now can she bring something special on this offense, Carter? Oh,
there
what a pass.
Yeah,
and the
great
layup.
Pass and a finish there.
Now, I talked in the first half just about Oaklands Wolves trying to move without the ball just a little bit more in there. A good example of that. Good find from Mari Carter, the Arizona college start.
Yeah, that's been one thing that we've really had to talk about, especially when Amari's dribbling at the beginning of the season. Sometimes people would just start to watch her and be amazed at her ball handling, and we've had to break that habit a little bit. But she is a great passer, so when we have good movement off the ball, it goes a long way.
Good hustle. Winterburn made the three, and now Oaklands Wolves trying to eat into the 10-point lead now by Leicester Riders. Milligan just can't get that to go. Oliver doing enough. The 6'4", she's just a big presence inside.
And obviously, Lauren Milligan playing at the 5 right now, not a position she's used to, so it's a little bit bigger body than she's used to going against in the post there.
Absolutely. 3 in transition from Carter off. And what I guess Wolves don't want to do now is try and get the 10 points back in a hurry. And rush their offense.
I think that's been the key to Leicester's wins the last few times we've played them. We get down in the third, and then we try and make it up too fast, and their offensive transition just ends up killing us when we take poor shots. So trying to stay composed here will be a big key.
Shots up by Riders, by Heringsdottir, and another. They are diving on loose balls. And so often. It's great, great to see for the coach.
It is great to see, especially right there. We had a jump ball called, but we had 3 Oaklands players with 1 Leicester player there. So that just has to show big things and good effort.
Absolutely. If they can keep that energy going, who knows what will happen. Milligan open, knocks it down. Why not?
Yes. We've talked a lot about her not being guarded as a perimeter player as much. So we talked exactly about that shot before the game, so it was great to see her take it.
And Winterburn, hesitation on the dribble there, up against young Josie Leovold, and gets to the basket. And what a talent Holly Winterburn is. Went to Oregon, came back because of COVID and choosing to play here for this season.
Yeah, so Leicester really got lucky with her wanting to come back there. Been a big impact player in the guard position for them. Really has anchored their team, and they'll probably look to her for the rest of the season as well. Same exact shot by Lauren Milligan right there again. Really glad to see her taking it.
Well, just keep taking it until they come and guard you. So yeah, good effort by Lauren. Former GB junior and a full season with the team. A lot of continuity within this group. As the steal, almost another deflection. The deflections, we'd have to stat that. That's just as important, the deflections, as the steals.
Yes, that's something we really focus on in our defensive drills. You get a point for deflections, and you get 2 points for a steal. So it's
absolutely.
We try and work on those a lot, because most of the time one will lead to the other. So
it takes the importance of just scoring, but Carter just
good pass.
Great pass again though, and this time Carter moving without the ball.
Yeah, and that foul right there, I think, just comes to experience. I think if she's another year playing, she probably wouldn't take that foul, but still hustling after the ball. But
yeah, that's her first foul, and that's just the natural reaction for the guys today. 6 steals for Wolves, 2 blocks, 8 assists. Again, are you trying to... it just seemed at times when the Riders were really stepping up their defence, there was a little bit of penetrate, kick. Is Coach Ryan talking to the team maybe about a little bit less dribble wherever possible?
So we tended to drive in and get blocked a few more times in the previous game. So we've really been trying to focus on finding those open shooters after that initial movement and passing it a little bit more. So I think in the first half we did a really good job of that. They've obviously made an adjustment, so it's our turn to make another one.
Yeah, it's cat and mouse and a game of chess at high speed, really,
exactly.
Basketball. So Leovold again, Carter double team, throws it up, and that's a tough shot, but again, keeps it alive.
Another rebound, yeah. Nice move by Beth Sarson right there.
Yeah, she's playing so well, and a local girl come through the county system and the Oaklands College system and getting a chance in the big league.
Yeah, I know everyone was really excited to have her back, as she was a part of Oaklands for quite a few years, and then spent a year at Essex.
I think went to Essex Rebels, sure, and that is the replay of Sarson's, and she's doing a nice job. One of the, if you like, Upras and Carter leading the way in scoring, but she's a good support player in that respect, good assists, and playing so well with all the hustle as well today.
She definitely is. She's a little quieter than the other two, but a very solid player.
Here she goes, almost loses it, gets it to Daisy Porter. Milligan, layup, score, and here comes the Wolves again. Really making a game of it tonight. What a pass from Holly Winterburn, and Leovold just got caught ball watching, didn't quite see the pass, the player in behind her.
Yeah, I think we celebrated a little bit too much about the layup there and didn't quite get matched back up. But that was a great find, and I don't think it's considered transition if it's on a make, but it's still their passing that we talk about in offensive transition for them. It's so lethal.
But again, the thing with Winterburn, she's got good height, hasn't she, at 5'10" as an all-court player, so she can see a lot of those passes over the top.
And I'm guessing her time at Oregon really helped evolve her vision of the court and all of that. So.
Porter is given the three, and she's made it off the left-hand corner of the hoop, and that's great stuff. The sort of good fortune that Oakland's Wolves need. Why not?
Yeah, she can make that shot. So I was a little concerned that she hesitated. I wanted to scream at her to shoot, but I remember I have the microphone on here, so I had to
almost have grabbed her and said, "Come on, let's go." You're that close. We're that close here to the action at Oakland's Wolves.
But really glad that she had the confidence to take that shot when they were telling her not to.
And there's the replay again, and we're just seeing that from Porter. And, shoot with confidence, almost try and play without fear, as you said, and she showed that right there.
Exactly, that confidence that I was talking about earlier as her as a junior player, taking that big shot there.
And at the free throw line, I hope I'm getting these pronunciations correct for Hendricksdottir. Icelandic national team. So time running down. Can they get a shot off? Josie Leovold passes. They're going to run out of time.
But gets the foul there.
The foul right at the buzzer.
And that'll be a shooting foul for her as well. We like to see that.
Absolutely. And young Winterberg can't believe it. Not sure if that's her second or third foul for Holly Winterburn, but the main thing is, with no time.
But they just gave her a technical foul for arguing about it as well, I believe.
I think they did. Carter's at the line to start with. I think a bit of frustration may be coming that Leicester Riders are playing some good basketball, but they can't shake Oakland's Wolves off today. And as you said earlier, they've played each other so many times. Oakland's Wolves are starting to get the correct reads and the correct scouting.
Yeah, I swear it feels like 8 times at this point.
I think it's four including a pre-season game, Lee was saying earlier.
Yeah, that sounds right. But usually about in the third quarter, they've started to pull away and really opened up the score, but not today.
It's okay. I mean, it's stuff you've got to work on with the free throws. But Boris Sitz, again, this is massive positives for Oakland's Wolves. Boris Sitz, the Hungarian international, and in comes Porter and Leovold to take up the slack. And it doesn't seem as though there's any letdown or any problems at all for Oakland's Wolves when they're on the floor.
Yeah, obviously Dorka brings, or Boris, sorry, I don't know if I've ever actually used her last name.
Dorka's fine.
Brings a little bit more experience, especially on the defensive end, but Daisy and Josie stepping up has been great, and just Lee giving them the opportunity to build the confidence in games and not be scared to take any shot. It's going to be big for their development, especially.
And what's been a plus today, they've come straight on the floor. They haven't made a mistake, so there hasn't been and really Lee can't just drag them off as he might do if he had possibly would do if he had a full roster. Not that he'd want to. He wants to develop the youngsters. So they're out there, and maybe they can play with a bit more freedom. But both of them have come on. Leovold hitting the three, getting rebounds and steals, and Poulter there hitting that three and playing nicely.
Exactly. It's great to see, and definitely shows promise for their future.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We want to develop. It's great to have overseas players because
because you have someone sitting next to you, you got to be a little careful.
No, absolutely. But it is, you guys are developing our players with the, obviously Icelandic and German playing and Australian playing for Leicester Riders. But it's the confidence that you can give to the Oaklands Wolves players, having gone through the college system, played around the world professionally. And again, just going back to your experiences in Turkey, in Australia, in Portugal, how does that match up?
Oh, I mean, they're all so much different, but you always learn something new everywhere you go. When I was in Cardiff, I also studied sport coaching and did a master's in that. So bringing that experience to helping with the academy girls as well, I think has been beneficial.
I was going to ask it, because obviously a lot of the players that are over are carrying on at university or doing extended degrees and different things. So it's fantastic you've been able to get that extra qualification and to put it straight back into use.
Another offensive screen or moving screen, I believe.
Yeah, we may have the shock of the season on our hands. And the fact they're only 7 down still is a massive plus.
Yeah, especially with how poor that we've been shooting. And I don't think anyone on the team will take offense to that. They all know that this hasn't been our best shooting day, but to just keep being relentless on the offensive boards has been huge. Yeah,
2 of 9 from the free throw line, 5 of 20 from 3, the Wolves. But they're going to keep looking at the shots. Penetrate, kick. Boris is back in and throws it out.
Just a little bit of over-dribbling there. We passed up a few decent shots, hoping that we would get something better, and it just didn't seem to come. Credit to Leicester on the defensive end for sure. They're such a good team in switches and communicating there that you can't really afford to pass up a good shot.
No, agreed. 16 of 61 from the field, Oaklands at the moment, but they're still in this game because of the hustle and the enthusiasm and energy they're bringing on the defensive end. Shot clock running down for the Riders, and double team, ball comes out. Askin knocks it down calmly.
With 1 second left on the shot clock there as well. She didn't even look like she was rushed at all.
That was a beautiful shot, nothing but net. And that's experience for you. But Upra straight down.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've really had a chance to talk about Greta very much. She's such an offensive-minded player that she just complements well with anyone out there.
Yeah, massive performance on Sunday. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. 3 of 5 from behind the arc, but they've keyed on her. I spoke to Coach SUNDBERG before the game, and they want to key on Carter. But I think after Sunday, they've really had a game plan for Upris as well.
Yeah, obviously with her coming in that first half and having 18 points in 13 minutes, you're going to want to key in on her. But
yeah, that's right. And she was a big reason why they played so well, I guess, and they just couldn't stay the course in the second half. The Wolves.
Yeah, again, those little adjustments that Leicester makes. Sometimes we get a little flustered by them, but I feel like today we've done a much better job of making our own adjustments back.
Just going straight to the basket there. Not the best of defense. They're probably the first letdown for a long time on the defensive end from Oaklands Wolves.
Yeah.
And Upris, no easy shot for her inside. Gaskin brings the ball down into the corner.
And this is that offensive transition that I was talking about earlier. They're just so relentless with it. is just so hard to keep guarding.
And they get the steal as well. And Robin Ainge, she's been playing well, 7 points a game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for her. And just like that, they push the lead out to 11. So Oaklands Wolves have just got to go again. Boros just in foul trouble, but they need her to play.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough shot there for her, but looked like end of shot clock, so she had to get something up.
Absolutely, yeah. Oliver, hands off to Ainge. And ball's loose, and still Riders' ball.
Good defense there by Milligan. She'll sometimes reach in and try and foul and go for the block a little bit too much there, but she stayed straight up, and that's what we like to see from her.
Yeah, and you'd appreciate that being a big
Yes.
a big inside player yourself. You don't need to always jump and block the shot. Just get the hands up and make it as difficult as possible.
Yeah, we don't have to make the highlight reel every single time. Sometimes it's better to just get the missed shot. So.
And the wraparound pass by Sarsens, and they're giving Milligan that shot. She chooses not to, so she goes the other side to Sarsens. Rouse inside, dives on the loose ball again. 2 players from Oaklands Wolves all over the ball, Rouse and Milligan.
Yeah, she did pass up that open shot, but found Beth in the corner there for what we think is a much higher percentage shot, so we like to see it.
Yeah, and I think it's just finding those best matchups, isn't it? And the best shot. They had plenty of time on the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, that shot from Beth, even though it didn't go in, that's exactly what we're looking for. So we have to take it every single time. Trying to figure out if the shot clock got reset or not. It did hit the rim, so we got 14 back.
Sarsens, and great to have Marissa Quick in the commentary position with me. I really appreciate her staying. It looks as like for the duration now. Hope you're enjoying able to voice the game. You're doing a great job.
I think I kind of got stuck. I didn't know how to get back, so we're here now.
Well, Oaklands Wolves are doing a great job and making this a real spectacle.
Yeah, I think they just called a foul on Louise there, offensive rebounding, but that's part of what you're going to get. With as many offensive rebounds as we've had in the game, there's going to be some fouls called, so we'll live with that one for sure.
Yeah, Rouse 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and that's her first foul, so that's an excellent effort. There's another foul call.
Especially after that foul trouble that she got in on the weekend. She had 3 fouls in 5 minutes in the first half, so her not doing that this game has been real big in her growth, so we like to see that.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for is development and improvement each week. Gaskin.
Yeah, I guess Louise is technically a academy player as well. I kind of forget that sometimes.
Yeah, she still is, and doing great things in the WEABL as well, which obviously hasn't happened this season because of COVID-19. It's been so tough. Rita Upras now Milligan comes into her range, and then she shoots it too long. She should have stayed where she was.
Yeah, without the dribble in, it would have been perfect.
Exactly. But that's the small margins we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Oliver almost stolen again by Rouse. Milligan hands up, as you spoke about. Good job there. And shots up from the corner, and a nice ball movement, whipping it around the arc into the corner.
Exactly where she was deadly from on Sunday as well. I think she had 2 or 3 from that exact spot. So that's not a shot that we want to give up to her. You saw Greta pause, go into Gaskin, and then realize as soon as she passed it that she should have stayed with the shooter. But if we have those double teams that we have to against Oliver, they're going to have open shots if they have good ball movement like they just did.
Yeah, Robin Ainge, 12 points, just going back to Sunday. She referred to Marissa, 12 points, 1 steal. And, of course, Winterburn and Oliver leading the way. But tonight, it's Oaklands Wolves have done a much better job. Both those 2 players. Oliver just 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So a real big improvement, a big difference from Sunday to now, just 3 days later.
Yeah, definitely improvement, especially on those leading scorers for them. But the tough part about playing Leicester is they're all able to shoot it from just about anywhere, and they're not selfish with the ball either. So that had an inside-out kick, next pass, like to one of their younger players. If people are knocking those down, it's just going to be hard to beat a team that's able to do that.
Yeah, Robin Hayes coming through the junior system, as well as Katie Janazuska. We haven't seen a lot of her, but certainly Coach Lee Ryan mentioned her name to me in our chat earlier today, that he's impressed with her. So again, Leicester Riders doing the same as Oaklands Wolves, giving youth a chance.
I think that's a big factor for both of these teams, is having those academy players and watching them develop, and then hopefully having them come back, such as Winterburn did after college. So that's the same with Lizzie Harrison and Lauren Milligan, doing juniors here, going to college in the States, and then coming back and continuing to play. So those are big factors for both of the clubs, and has to feel good when you have players return home.
Yeah, and it shows. Leovold again, and she knocks down the shot. And what a moment for Josie! Just catch, shoot. It's a normal shot, whether it's academy game or WBBL. It's the same shot.
It's great to see. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, I think, and super contested, but just had confidence in her shot, and we like to see it.
Well, Josie at 6 foot tall, really making the use of her size there, and it's game on again. Can Oaklands Wolves hang with the undefeated Leicester Riders? Rob, GB International, throws it away because the defence collapsed. They're all helping each other, and Laura Milligan leading the applause.
That's what Lauren will always be leading. Correct, yes, that is. She is always on top of that. Such a great player to play with. I remember playing against her, and I did not enjoy that part, but you like to have that kind of player on your team for sure.
Absolutely, and she's showing it in abundance tonight. Now, Upris, they've kept her quiet so far until now, and I thought she was going to make that high off the glass, but if it's open, she's got to make the cut through.
Yeah, but again, that's a tough shot. She has two people collapse on her, and just hard for her to make those shots.
And that's beautiful, and that's how you keep your hands up, as you were talking on D. You've got to do the same on offence when you're 6'4". Good pass from Winterburn as well.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough to guard for Oaklands, especially if Louise isn't out there.
And Sarson's forced to foul Rob to stop her from getting the 2 points.
Looks like they were calling for an intentional, but it looked like she went for the ball quite a bit there, so I think they're going to be stretching a little bit to get that call.
I think Sarson's did well hustling back, and it looked like a normal basketball play. She wasn't hacking down too much. So Hannah Robb, 22 years old.
Who just this year got the call up for GB, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the next generation of the senior team, obviously Holly as Winterburn has played as junior, will be Winterburn. And again, it just shows that Coach Pichetta is going to hopefully give youth a chance, because they only just fell short again, the GB women, as the shot's up for Daisy Porter. And again, on the floor, Louise Rouse. She spends as much time on the floor as she does trying to get the rebounds up high, and that's such a good trait to have.
Definitely, and just right there as well, she went for the offensive rebound, didn't get it, and Porter, who shot it, was also in there trying to grab the ball. So just good things from the Youth Academy there.
And Winterburn, just commentator's curse when I said she might be the next wave of GB players. She throws it out of bounds.
We all have those moments, so
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Me too. Many years ago. Leovold to Porter. Porter shoots and just off. Nice effort. Here comes Oliver in transition.
And leaves her open in the corner again. Oh, just a little bit short this time, though. We like to see that.
The shot clock at just ticking down below 10, and Winterburn takes the shot and misses, and Sarsens chases down another rebound. Beth Sarsens, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 points. Really hustling. They have struggled from the foul line. 4 of 11 tonight, 6 of 22 from 3, but they're getting plenty of shots up.
Yeah.
That's the key. On another day, a few more go in, and we've really got a close game.
Yeah, so even though, like we said, it hasn't been the best shooting day in any regard, from 2, 3, and from the free throw line, it's still good to see it. And that ball movement there in transition is why Leicester is so hard to guard.
Yeah, and the modern game now that you've got guys just running to their 3-point spots, and they've got another steal. Winterburn waiting for Rob, and ball's out of bounds, and Sarsens right in the middle of some good defense and good effort from Oaklands Wolves.
Exactly, like we said earlier, she's not quite as loud as some of the other players on the Oaklands team, but she does so many little things right that it just helps you a lot.
Yeah, she just seems to just get on with it and lets her play do the talking.
Yeah, exactly.
So with 2:34 remaining, 60-44. Leicester Riders are leading, and they're just doing enough. What do you think in the last 2:34 can Oaklands Wolves do to eat into this lead as quick as they can, but not without rushing too much? What do you think? If you were out there, what would you be saying to them?
Again, like we said in the third, not trying to catch up all at once is going to be really important. When we rush shots, it leads to offensive transition for Leicester, and that is the last thing we want right now.
Yeah.
So making sure that we keep control of the ball and take our open shots and not try and rush things. Because if we start trying to catch up all at once, they're going to be put in offensive transition opportunities, and that is exactly what you don't want to put Leicester in right now.
They've been doing a really good job there, Leicester Riders, when they've had the chance, whether it's a 3 or attacking the basket for a layup. They are lethal. So here we go. Let's see if Oaklands Wolves can eat into this game, looking for their first win of the WBBL season. Carter loses it, but Boris first to the loose ball.
I'm going to say that was an
was
intentional
that a no-look?
foul.
Do you think that was a no-look pass?
Oh, no, I don't think there was any chance, but I wanted to give her the credit.
Put that on the assist.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. There is a chance that it was supposed to.
Well,
she does stuff like that all the time, but I don't think that was one of them.
Maybe we can ask her after. It's main thing was it was 2 to them, but
yeah.
Leicester Riders come back and score a 2 themselves.
And a little bit of a rush shot there, but I'll take Amari from that spot with a little bit of space any day. Luckily, we had Josie there on the offensive rebound to make it a dead ball and be able to set up in defense there.
Again, nice backdoor play, and she gets the cut. No dribble at all in that offense, and nice movement by Leicester Riders.
Oliver, such a good passing post, especially from outside. You have to respect her shot, but she can definitely hit her open teammates, and we like to see it.
And Louise Rouse knocks down the 3.
Lee a little bit mad. We've talked about that screen every single time that we've played them, so a little frustration over there. But a big shot
in relation to the Winterburn score,
Yeah, he's not over it yet. Even though we just had a great shot from Louise.
I'm not sure he saw that. He was still shouting about the Winterburn. Only one shot again. Nice defense and box out, and here comes Leovold looking for options. The academy player, and she's got to be careful. Another young player on her. Boros, can she help the Oaklands Wolves? Being in foul trouble, unfortunately, tonight, but there's still time. We're into the last minute for a strong finish for the Wolves. Rouse, beautiful layup, either hand, knocks down the 3s. What a night another good night for Louise Rouse.
Yeah, we like to see it. She's definitely starting to understand how Amari drives and where she wants to pass it a little bit more, and really getting good cuts off of her drives. She draws so much attention that she just gets these open layups if she's making cuts at the right time.
Defensive rebound for Rouse. We'll talk about her stats in a minute, because just coming to the last 30 seconds of the ball game. Marissa Quick in the commentary position with us, and it's been an absolute pleasure to sit here and for your insights. And again, Carter, now she's saying, where was that
Yeah.
all night? But we'll take it right now because, again, it eats into the lead and keeps the momentum going for this team.
Definitely. That's a shot that she's going to make more times than she's going to miss it. So even though she didn't have the best shooting night today, ending on that one has to feel like a positive for her.
Yeah, and that was a lovely shot in rhythm, just knocked it down. And time expires, Leicester Riders don't put up another shot. And at full time here, Oaklands Wolves go down again, but just by 10, 54-64 to the Leicester Riders. And Marissa Quick, your sort of final thoughts on the game and where do Oaklands Wolves go from here? Up, I would suggest.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating playing them so many times and getting within 10. We had it tied at one point, so I'm sure everyone feels a little bit of frustration right now, but so many positive things we have to take away from this game. Offensive rebounding being one of them, and our defense as well. This is definitely the lowest that we've held Leicester to, I believe. I say definitely, but I'm not 100% sure. But it just felt like a much different effort on the defensive end tonight. We didn't allow them a lot of offensive rebounds and had a lot better communication on a lot of their action.
Yeah, well, 64 points for Leicester Riders tonight. 81 they scored on Sunday, so that's a huge improvement as we see some of the highlights. 19 offensive rebounds for Oaklands Wolves, as you just referred to, Marissa, and 15 assists. Again, mate, I'm not sure what sort of number Lee's looking at. 20 would be a great number, or you just take whatever's there. I'm
not gonna lie to you, I don't know what a normal number of assists is gonna be. That's not ever what I'm looking at when I'm looking at the stats. That might be a little wrong of me, but
no, absolutely. Some teams will be getting 20, 25 assists. The main score at the end is the two numbers between the home team and the visitors, and we just seen Rouse again knocking down that three, and then Boros with the score, and they kept going right to the end. Oaklands Wolves, that's what's got to be really pleasing for yourself and Lee and the coaching staff.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that this was one of the first times that we put together a full 4 quarters of effort and didn't give up at all. There weren't really any slumps where we just felt like we couldn't do anything. Shots weren't falling, but the fight on the offensive glass was still there the whole time, and the fight on the defensive side was definitely there as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And we just seen Carter's pass to Rouse to finish, and then the three right at the end, and she's just looking frustrated that she'd made that one wide open and just wasn't able to get it to go, and they weren't able to quite get it to go as a group. But they just lose by 10 tonight. It's a wonderful I think a wonderful effort by them. Leicester Riders still unbeaten. They're cup winners. I think they're going to try and go for the clean sweep, aren't they, with the group that they've got?
Yeah, they have a new player, it looks like, with the Zania Stewart, on the bench there. So heard some rumors that they're mixing up the team that they have. So I guess we'll see going forward.
Okay. Well, Marissa, thank you so much for spending time with us in the second half of this game. Been great to listen to your insight and meet you for the first time. It's been great. So that's it. We'll leave you now. Leicester Riders still unbeaten, but real encouragement for the Oaklands Wolves. Good night.